You know, I've been writing sermons lately. I've received some feedback. Some people have said, we prefer you in the crossing right there, where we can see you, and we love it when you preach off the cuff. Others have said, you sound more put together, more articulate, like you have one thought instead of 17. Well, I think both are probably true. Today, I come to you without a written sermon because, quite frankly, I struggled all week with what to say. Because what can we really say? What do we say in the face of what is happening around us? And the question kept coming up to me, and this was prior to reading the gospel or the readings this week of who do you follow? Like, I kept asking myself, why are certain people following others? And I came up blank. And then I asked myself, who do I follow? And I came up blank as well, because there's not anybody in this world that I really believe in enough to follow. I'm not going to lie. And that may seem narcissistic to some, but it's not. Because there are those with whom I agree. There are those for whom I hold deep respect and would listen to their counsel and probably implement it. And that is both clergy and lay people. And yet, whom do I follow? Today, we hear from Paul, who kind of chastises the people around him. He says, do you follow Cephas? Do you say I'm an apostle of Paul or John? I follow Moses. I follow... And he lists some names. And he says, why? I didn't baptize you of my own power. I didn't make you whole. I didn't save you. I'm not the one who is your Messiah. I am simply a man who was sent to do a job. I started thinking about that. I started thinking about being a man who was sent to do a job. My job is to proclaim the goodness and righteousness of Jesus Christ to all people, everywhere. To stop when trucks are on the side of the road, when the snow is deep and people are trying to get out of the rut. To call people when they're sick. To call people when they're well and check on them. To pastor to a whole group of people, not just those with whom I agree. I realized I follow Jesus Christ. And it doesn't make me better than anybody else. What it makes me is detached from the powers of this world, because I'm more concentrated on the power that came into the world to save it. Humanity seems to be under the misconception that we are here to make the world a better place, to save it from itself, and we are not. That job has already been filled. That role is already being uplifted and has already been uplifted on the arms of a cross. Jesus Christ died so that we may live. But I'll tell you what Jesus Christ did not die for. Jesus Christ did not die for mobs, for chanting of slurs, for the horrific murders of people in streets. Jesus Christ did not die and save us so that we could then turn to one another and point and say, you are wrong, and because of that, I take my money and I take myself away from this church because it no longer aligns with my personal values. But I ask, what have I said that truly departs from the gospel of Jesus Christ? What have I said? I believe I just said, Jesus Christ is King. At no point did Jesus Christ ever come forth and say, go hurt your neighbor. At no point did Jesus Christ ever step to the forefront of a mob and join them against someone else. As a matter of fact, in John chapter 8, verse 3 through 6, we see Jesus step in front of a mob who is about to stone a woman to death and says, "Stop. What are you doing?" And he gives them time to think about it. He gives them time to drop the stones they have in their hands. That's the Jesus. That's the person. That is the God I follow. The one who steps in and proclaims that peace is the narrative we should be reading to the world. Not one of dissent, not one of violence, not one of social media where we go on and we are safe in our homes, so we write the most ridiculous things in the world, or we feel self-righteous, when in reality, and I feel I must express this, the only thing we're doing is speaking to a curated audience. The people reading the posts and liking and loving them are not the hearts that we want to change. It's the ones that have unfriended us, that have blocked us because they disagree. And that is the very reason why you will not see me or hear me write or read or say anything that could divide. I will stand up for injustice. What happened yesterday is injustice. I don't care about the prerequisite things. Sometimes we have to protect ourselves, as we have seen locally, and that is necessary. Sometimes evil is there, but sometimes murder happens and we look the other way. Have we become so desensitized to violence? Have we become so desensitized to the uproar of chaos in this world that we have forgotten who we follow? Right now, right here, the most important thing we can do is fight the insidiousness of evil that lurks as a dark shadow on our hearts. And I mean all of us, each and every one. The hatred that one feels toward one particular group or another. Whether that hatred be towards ICE, or that hatred be towards the people protesting, or that hatred be toward whom you voted for, or that hatred be toward those who voted for them. We have no room for hatred in our hearts if Jesus Christ truly lives there. There is no space for evil where only good can reign. There is no time like the present to turn toward the cross and remember why it stands there. Remember who we put there, and remember who we follow. Whatever you decide to do in your life is your will, but I hope that it is also God's. My hope for all of us is that we seek God, a deeper understanding of God, a deeper understanding of a relationship that we hold with God and with each other. Because right now I feel helpless. I don't know what to say or what to do to make this go away. The only thing I know is that the entire world is hurting. And I don't care whose fault it is. What I care about is what I decide to do about it. And so instead of riding in echo chambers and getting lauded for my beautiful words, whatever they may be, I will face the cross. I will face my own inadequacies. I will face my own demons. I will face my own hatred and anger. I will face my own ungoodness. And I will try to remedy that so that, as it says, I can see the face of God on the people around me. I hope you will join me. Because that, my friends, is what Jesus Christ calls us to do. And that, my friends, is who we follow.